Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a little Q&A. I asked for some questions on my Instagram account, and if you haven't checked out my Instagram, it's Electric Girl. I will leave that down below. So the first question is, who/what inspires your creativity? I would say my mom is probably my biggest inspiration creativity-wise. She's always been really supportive of anything that I'm passionate about, and she herself is an artist, so I always really looked up to her, and yeah, she's just very inspiring to me. So what are the amazing and challenging things about being in an intercultural marriage? I would say the amazing part is that we learn so much from each other. I think being kind of from different cultures and from different surroundings, we really can learn a lot from each other, and yeah, it kind of just opens up our worldview, and yeah, I think that's probably the most amazing part. The challenging part is that because we're from different cultures, I think that can also make it not always easy to understand each other or understand where each other is coming from, because we were raised in different, in a different way or different setting, or there is a lot different about the Netherlands versus America as far as like upbringing and, the type of world that you're used to living in. Just one example is in the Netherlands, like children are so free and able to just, go on their bike to school and just really kind of released at a certain point where they can kind of just live their lives independently a little bit, and that's not something that I was super familiar with in my younger years. I think a lot of people were, a lot of parents are very nervous for their children because a lot of bad things do happen, and so there's a lot more fear, I guess, surrounded with upbringing. So little things like that, I think, make it maybe harder to understand each other sometimes, but I think for the most part, I think we just learn a lot from each other. So yeah. The next question is, do you raise your kid bilingual? Yes, we do. He is technically going to be bilingual. It's a little bit easier said than done, because sometimes I will speak Dutch to Joseph and Sieb will speak English to him, and ideally you have one parent speaking one language, one parent speaking the other language always, and that's a little bit easier, I think, for the language retention. But I think it will all pan out okay regardless. I think as I'm learning Dutch, I think he will continue to pick it up from me, and yeah, I think it'll be good regardless. So what is it like living a vegan lifestyle in the Netherlands versus a vegan lifestyle in the States? I would say overall the States do have a lot of vegan products, and there's been such a big vegan push there for the past quite a few years, I guess now. So overall they do have a lot of variety of products in the States. They have whole practically aisles and stores of just vegan products. And that's not necessarily something that you'll come by here, but I would say in general, it has actually, like, vegan products have like skyrocketed since I first started visiting here. And I mean, actually some of the best vegan cheese I've ever had is here. Some of the best vegan alternative milk is here, like the brand Oatly, really delicious. A lot of amazing products are here. I think in general, it does take some adjusting after living in a new place, just to kind of adapt your recipes that you're used to making and kind of get a new like taste palette going, because like often when you visit another country, like things just taste different there. And so I would say, yeah, it just took a little bit of adapting, a little bit of, learning about what is where, and where you can find stuff. But overall, it's really awesome being vegan in the Netherlands. So someone asked what my favorite movie is. I actually don't have a favorite movie. I would say overall I really like comedies. I really like kind of feel-good type of movies. Actually, maybe if I have a favorite, I would say Avatar. I really love that movie. I think it's really good. Someone asked, do you miss the States? I would say overall, I do miss the States a lot, but mostly just because of the people. I really love the vibe of American people and how excitable people are, how joyful and just original, unique. You know, it's just, I think it's a place where you can really be, you know, kind of unique and yourself, and I really love that about the States. But that's not to say you can't, of course, be that here, but I think that is something that you really feel when you're in the States. And I would say overall, of course, like my family, I miss so much, and that's where they are. So yes, I miss the States a lot, and I'm really excited for my next visit. All right, a couple people just said hi, so hi. Next question. What was the biggest cultural shock when you moved to Holland? I would have to say that it's probably just the kind of the soberness of people in just how people kind of behave and react. And I would say just like one example, like when I see my old friends back home, like we are a little bit dramatic in how we say hello to each other. We're just like, oh my gosh, it's been so long. Or, you know, just the high-pitchedness, the overexcitement, the dramatized kind of effect, like how it's a little over the top, I guess, but it's very much like a cultural thing. And yeah, I would say that when I came here, I was kind of surprised to see that people weren't like that, and people were just kind of, you know, relaxed and a little bit more neutral, or a little bit more, I like to say sober, because now when I see like Americans, it's just very like dramatic and over the top, and just, yeah, I don't know. So that was a little bit of a culture shock, but yeah, it's not something that I like dislike or something here. It just, I was like, oh wow, I thought that everybody was like how they are in America. But you know, it's obviously when you go to a new place, you can always see like the differences between cultures. And so that was probably my major culture shock. Someone said, are you learning Dutch? And if so, how do you do it? So I have had a variety of ways to learn Dutch. I still am not great with Dutch. Ik spreek een beetje Nederlands, maar niet, not great yet. So, but I am learning, sorry, my voice is a little, I'm losing it a little bit. I have learned in a variety of ways. I've used Rosetta Stone. I've used the app Duolingo. I've used a couple other like YouTube channels that are like help with learning, and then I'm doing a actually in-person class through Talthouse, and it's actually a really great start. It's off to a good start. I started in November, and I've only had 3 classes now, I think. But yeah, it's off to a good start, and I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really helpful for my confidence, just to be able to start speaking. And already just, it's a little bit easier when I'm speaking to people on the street or at the grocery store, or, you know, asking a question. It's getting a little bit easier for me to just start speaking. And so that already is a pretty big improvement. And so yeah, I am learning Dutch. A friend of mine asked, what's my favorite dinosaur? And I actually had to look up which one is my favorite, because I wasn't sure of the name, but it is called a Brachiosaurus. That's my favorite. It's my favorite, I think, because I used to draw them a lot when I was little. I used to draw them with like clothes on and hats on, and I don't know why, I'm not sure. I think maybe it was from like a kid's show or something that I watched. But yes, that's my favorite dinosaur. So on that note, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of video, let me know down below. And if you have any other questions, I would also love to answer them. yeah, thank you guys, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.